Jason Wydro here with Golden Dental Marketing, and today I'm going to go over with you very briefly of 3 things, a basic system that you can think with in your promotion, advertising, marketing, and public relations. So let's dig into this. I'm going to go over to 3 key concepts here that you need to think with. First of all, the technology in the system is called VPF Marketing. VPF stands for visibility, presentation, function. So the first concept, and what I did here is I opened up the actual definitions of each of these words as Google defines them, because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. And so the first key component of VPF is visibility. This really goes without saying, but the first definition here, the state of being able to be seen. So that's pretty straightforward, right? The state of being able to be seen. That means that potential customers and clients can see you. But I'll give you a quick example. So visibility. Think about a restaurant, or think about a dental practice, or think about any other business that you see that has a sign or anything that shows up a lot that's highly visible on the internet. I'm sure you can think of some search results that show one dental practice, for example, showing up far more than others all the time. That would be high visibility. So that's one key element of these 3 components. The second point is presentation. So presentation is a bit more leaning towards the public relations side of things, all right? This is how you present yourself. This is how, if somebody goes to a job interview, this is what the clothes they have on, how they represent themselves. This is how clean an office is when somebody walks in, or an advertisement. This is front-facing, that somebody sees, how are you presented? What's your message? What does that look like to somebody? You've got to have your presentation correct in order to get a message across to a potential customer. Because ideally you're trying to, in marketing, promotion, and advertising, you're trying to draw in or bring in someone who is naturally inclined or has an interest in your type of service. And obviously you want them to select you over a competitor because that helps your business. Now it's very interesting here, down here, this word comes from Latin, place before, which I always like the etymology, which is where words come from in the English language and other languages. I always like that and incorporate that into understanding these things, because it gives us a broader picture of where these old words came from. It's very cool. But if you think about that place before, that's what presentation is, right? Like somebody sees something before they even talk to you. Like before a potential patient calls a dental practice, they're going to look at pictures. They're going to look at the practice online. They're going to do research. So all of that's before, right? There's actual business being done. There's actual stuff happening. So this is your presentation point. Last but not least, we have function. Function is extremely important, particularly in modern online promotion advertising, because this is the interaction point. This is where a potential patient, a potential customer, has the ability to communicate with you digitally through the internet. This can be by email. This can be by a form on a website. This can be by a request an appointment, a simple contact us page, instant chat, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. These are all functional contact points. And a contact point is just a place where someone can contact you and reach to you. But this is all functionality. These are all things that are doing things. So, if we look at a definition here, an activity or purpose natural to or intended for a person or thing. Okay, so we could use that. Practical use or purpose in design. So, in other words, when you put out a promotional campaign, when you do any type of advertising, there has to be a functional aspect. There has to be a way for somebody to interact with it, to communicate with you. Now, what else is very interesting about VPF, this whole concept, is you could technically put all your focus on function and make just the most amazing functional thing, and maybe the presentation isn't amazing, artistically. And Amazon, for example, is a really good example of that. We think about Amazon and we think of all the functionality that has. You can save a product to a list, you can reorder, you can do a return, you can print a label. The functionality is endless, okay? on what you can do in terms of your shopping experience. And that's part of the reason why Amazon is so successful, because they focused on the function. But they also focused on presentation, meaning that it's not their highest point, right? It's not like you're visiting a band website that's really aesthetic and really cool, and it's got all these, art type things added to it, right? For example, like a music group, a band, right? But it's practical. And when we talk about presentation in Amazon, everything is presented in such a way where it's easy to see all the products you're searching for. It's easy to find the controls. It's easy to add to the cart. That blends into the function point, but the presentation is all there that makes you feel like you're just having a full shopping experience. You can do whatever you want on there. You can come back later. You can add products to your cart, whatever you want to do. It's incredible in terms of the presentation and function points. Now, visibility, the same thing. I'll use Amazon as an example because they're a prime example of applying the principles of VPF marketing really well. Visibility. When you search for a product on the internet, any type of product that you're trying to buy, there's a very good chance you're going to see an Amazon link to go look at it, to get more data about it, and to buy it. So just goes without saying. You're going to see the big top 5 companies like Target, Walmart, Amazon, unless it's some type of really specialized product or something, and then you get into other top industry, specialization companies. But point is, Amazon has extremely high visibility because almost anywhere you go, you're going to see something related to Amazon. Even if you walk into stores now, you see Amazon signs, Amazon-related type products and services. So they're all over the place. All right, so I'm going to conclude with this. So the take-home that I want you to take home and do some homework for yourself, think about this in terms of your business. Visibility, find out where you would scale yourself and where you would rank yourself in terms of visibility to your direct public, right? We're assuming that we're assuming you have a product that people need or people want in some way, or a service that people need and want, right? That's a pre-thing to all of this. So we're assuming you have a product and service that's desirable. Secondly, check your visibility. Find out if you really appear as much as you want to. Look at your presentation. Write down, are you meeting the standards of how you want to really appear to your general public and those people you're trying to attract for business? And finally, look at your function. How easy is it for someone to fully interact with you 24/7 across the internet, through any types of communication methods? What are those methods? How can they reach you? How can they interact with your product or service? And that is endless. Depending on the product or service that you're selling, functionality can go really advanced, and sometimes it doesn't have to be advanced at all. So it just depends on the product or service you're selling. All right, well, that's it for today on this subject of VPF marketing. And if you are interested, you can order a book that I wrote. It's called The Basic Book of Marketing. It is on Amazon. I recently released it. The book does cover this topic of VPF marketing. I give some examples. I break things down. It's relatively cheap, or you can just keep watching videos that I'm creating and you'll get all the same information. But if you want to buy a book, that's cool too. So you can order it on Amazon, Basic Book of Marketing, Wydro Publications. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. I hope this was helpful, and wishing you all the success in your online presence, your VPF marketing, and everything that you're doing to create a better, stronger business for yourself.